What is up, YouTube? My name is Brandon, and I am wanting to start a new channel. Pretty much what I want to do, I want to give you guys a rundown of what I do. Just kind of give you a little background information about myself. I work for a mental health agency in the area as a skills coach, and one of my one of my things is trying to find self-care stuff. And I did we decided to start some hobby projects and all that. And I'll show you one of my projects here in a few minutes. And so we've got mini bikes, we've got a cooler scooter, and a couple other little things, and a go-kart. We break down lawn mowers and all that fun stuff, and we got into breaking them down and building racing lawn mowers. What we do is we go down to a local racetrack here in northern Indiana, and they have lawnmower races about once a month, here and there. Then, we've been invited to a couple other ones. We've actually started our own class. We use a Predator 212 from Harbor Freight, and we do a lot of stuff, and we've built probably 8 mowers, and we have guys from that league that are pretty much starting their own, and we've even gotten some of the we've even gotten some of the younger kids involved. We were wanting to, we didn't think that it was going to start like a revolution, because we have like 2 or 3 guys that are building their own to race with us, because they just wanted something to do. And to be honest with you, this is probably the cheapest lawnmower that you will ever build. The IMO class, the Outlaw class, and all that stuff, you're probably looking at $5,000 just for the IMO class, and then on top of that, if you're looking at the Outlaw, you're looking at $10,000 to $15,000 if you want a good mower to keep up with the big boys. I'll show you my mower here in a few minutes, because it's all broken down, and I'm going to show you how to put it back together. I have all the stuff to put it back together. The only thing that I'm not going to be able to do is probably ride it, because I got to go back to work this week, and I'm in college and all that stuff. So I'm just getting it. I got it all painted, stripped down, and it actually looks pretty BA, if you ask me. And I'll kind of give you a rundown of some of the projects that we've done over the years. We have a couple of cool little things that we've done, and I'll show you what those look like here in a minute, once I can flip the camera around. But a little bit more about me. I'm first time YouTuber. I want to get my stuff started, and I want to take you through some of the hobbies that I like to do. And my racing lawn mower is probably my favorite hobby right now. And working on go-karts and all that stuff. I've got a couple little projects here that we're going to re-explore and work on and all that fun stuff. So give me a minute, I'll get the camera around, and I'll show you some of the projects that we've done. All right, don't mind the intake. That's for another project that we have going on right now. So this go-kart right here is like a 1975 Comet. It's actually a pretty cool little build. We had to go through and replace a lot of stuff on it. We put the steering wheel wasn't doing it for us because we're bigger guys, and so we ended up putting handlebars on it. We've got to put the seat back and stuff on it, and I've got a couple new tires for it. Pretty much, it's a pretty straightforward build. It goes and it'll go through the mud and all that fun stuff. It's a fun little go-kart. This guy right here, this is my nephew's Wheelhorse that my brother redid, and we snapped the hood off, as you can see. That was from me popping wheelies on it, and you got to pop wheelies on it. I don't know what year that is. All I know is it runs somewhat. My brother built it for my nephew to ride around because we were building all these racing lawnmowers and stuff, and yeah. So this little guy right here with all the cable and stuff on it is my nephew's mini bike, and yeah, he rides it. It runs. It's got a Briggs and Stratton 5 horsepower on it. Actually runs pretty well. Here's the exhaust. It's an open unit. And hold on one second. There's my dog. And it's raining really hard out right now. So, and being in the metal shop, that's what you get. And that right there is my pride and joy. This is my cooler cart. We got a lot of work to do with it. We're going to re-explore it. What had happened was, if you see right there, right here on the right tie rod, and the left tie rod too. Pretty much what had happened was, my older brother was riding it, and next thing you know, the tie rod breaks, the tire goes the other way, and he wrecks it, and we had to call the cops and the ambulance, and they all came out, and they were like, "What the hell is this?" And we're like, "It's a cooler scooter. It's cool." And so we had quite a big fit about this, because DNR came out. Or no, not DNR did not come out. They were going to be called because of it being like a go-kart frame, and so yeah, they were going to be throwing a big fit about it. So yeah, my brother had quite a bit going on there with that one. So, but that's my cooler scooter. We're going to re-explore that here soon, probably this spring. We're going to get it back and do some different stuff with it. It's pretty much a straight axle. We're going to put some camber and caster and to keep it from towing, and so and probably we'll put a peerless on it. There's my dog again, Benji. Hey. Yeah, he's a cute little fella. And then this guy right here is my racing lawnmower. This is what I'm going to be talking about. This is what we're going to be doing. And I'll kind of give you guys the rundown of everything, and how we built it. And I'm going to get it up here on the stand here, and the rear fenders are drying right now. I put some flat black. As you can see all the grinder marks, because unfortunately that was all powder coated, and so yeah. So I'll give you guys a little bit more of a rundown, explain to you what we're doing with it. This is a CubCadet 2186. I think it's like 2001, 2002. And built by MTD. We've had this mower for probably 15, 20 years now. I think we got it when I was like 8 or 9 years old. So it's been around for a while. It stopped running, sold the engine, and all that stuff. And yeah, so sorry, y'all. So yeah, this is my mower. I'll get it up here on the stand, and I'll give you guys a little bit more of a rundown of what I'm going to be doing with it. So, all right, see you guys in a bit. Everybody, I'm back. So this is the frame for the racing lawnmower. So what we did was we took the original frames, which is this piece right here, and then we took, I think, 1.5 inch rectangular tubing, and it worked out great. We took rectangular tubing and we ran it on the inside to kind of stiffen the frame up a little bit. And yeah, it stiffened it up. We replaced the front axle. It's got about 5 degrees camber, maybe 6 degrees camber. And so yeah, we did that. We put Nerf bars on it, and on both sides. And this houses the throttle, brake on the other side. Yeah, we did all that. This was getting the frame to where it was probably the hardest thing to do. Everything was powder coated. I had to go through and with flapper wheels and grind all the powder coat off. It was a pain in the ass. Yeah, there's no nice way to describe it. No. There's really no nice way to describe it. It was just we had to drill, we had to pop all the spot welds out, and it was just a tedious task. And so we did that. The only thing I didn't do was paint the underbelly of the frame. I'm going to go over that with bedliner probably. I'm not going to take it all back apart again, and yeah, I think it'll be all right for what I'm doing with it. Just got to keep it washed and stuff, and all the dirt and stuff off it, and it'll keep it from rusting. And we went in, braced it up a little bit. We put pillow block bearings on it. They go on the bottom here. We use some angle iron to reinforce everything. This is my motor mount plate, and it's got the chain tensioner on it. That was a pain in the ass to take off. And then we went through. This is just sheet metal on the dash. I'm going to go through and I'm going to replace that with some diamond plate, just to give it a little pizzazz. I got some holes I got to fill on the on the rear fenders, and then the front fenders that bolt up here. Actually, this was not a bad build. Once we got going with it, like I said earlier, we've built, I don't know how many. We've built like 8 of them already, and so yeah, it's fun. It really we really got a lot going for us right now. A lot of good stuff going, and I'll show you, like, once I get it once I get it all buttoned back up, I'll write it and stuff, and I'll show you how we do it and all that. So it's a fun little build. We'll just I'll keep making videos and progress on it and show you guys what makes this thing go and all that fun stuff. So I'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, so this is the Predator 212 from Harbor Freight. As you can see, it's kind of dirty. I'm going to get a new engine for it. I'm just putting this one back on for now because I'm probably going to ride it a little bit this winter just to, you know, keep it going. Where is my torque converter? We run a Comet torque converter on this, I know I'm gonna get harped on about not running a baffle, but I don't want it does well enough for what I do, because I pretty much run full throttle the whole time while I'm racing. The only time that I let off the gas is if I'm going around the turns, and then I push it and all that. So and yeah, I mean it's a good little motor. We do about, I don't know, we didn't do any mock-ups. This is all stock. The class that we built is a stock class. So you got to use a little bit of the stock frame, you know, stock. Pretty much everything. Like I said, it's all stock. Yeah, I mean it's a good little motor. We use them all the time. I'm at my aunt's house right now, and you know we have a bunch of wood. We use it for a wood splitter. We put it on a wood splitter, and it does a pretty good job, and all that stuff. You know, it's a fun little motor to be using. So yeah, if you watch Redbeard's Garage, Cars and Cameras, this motor in particular pretty much started a go-kart revolution. There's a lot of people out there that use the Predator 212 from Harbor Freight. There are some guys who get ridiculously crazy and they go up to the Predator 670. You know, if you watch Cars and Cameras, they built a drag rail. That was freaking awesome. Those guys down there, they do a lot of good work. And the same with Redbeard's Garage. I love watching Redbeard. He really knows his stuff about the Predator 212. I watched a lot of his videos. And this is a hobby. I mean, like, and it can be a job for some people, building go-karts and doing all this awesome stuff with these mowers and go-karts, and I have to say it's a fun hobby to get into. But yeah, this is the engine. This is what drives it. I'll get the drivetrain in here in a few minutes. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the front buttoned up, get the hood back on, and all that fun stuff, and get all the plates and stuff back on. The only bad part is, like I said, it's raining out today. I don't have. I broke the throttle cable off. I don't know why I did that, but I broke the throttle cable off. And so I'm not going to be able to drive. I'm going to have to go get some throttle cable and run through it. So, but that'll probably be this weekend or next weekend. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a fun little it's a fun little experiment and all that stuff. So I'm gonna get the engine mounted up, get the torque converter on. I've got to find a torque converter because I don't know what I did with it, and all that stuff. So I'll get back to you guys here in a little bit. All right, we are back now. So just to kind of give you guys a rundown. Like I said, we're running the Predator 212 from Harbor Freight. This is the torque converter. This is a Comet series. I'm not sure. I think it may be the 20 or 30 series Comet torque converter. We run, I believe that is a 10 tooth sprocket in there. There's a little bit of play in there, but that's all right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish getting everything. I'm going to finish getting the drive line set up. So that way, that's done and out of the way. That's the hardest part, is getting everything put back together. Crap. I screwed up, guys. I'm gonna have to put the chain on. Oh man, that just makes it that much harder. But so let me talk about this for a second. So we run chain. I believe it's a number 40 chain, and then we have a little jack shaft right here. That comes back to here. I have a disc brake set up, which goes right here. This is BMI. All the stuff came from BMI, and then it runs to, I believe, a 60 tooth sprocket from there. This is a peerless axle. We use it for pretty much what we use it for. We use it to help turn it, but we're going to switch to live axle because it'll be a lot easier to work on it, and it'll be easier to get it'll just be a lot easier to work on. And we're gonna cut one of these. We're gonna cut this one out. This axle hanger. And we're gonna switch it to a live axle probably a little later on. I'm gonna have to take my brake rotor off, and get a rotor hanger, or a rotor bearing, and rotor holder to sit on the axle. But that is the setup. That is how we're doing it. So just continue watching, and we'll get some more stuff for you guys. And then later on, I'm gonna talk to the head of the people who own the track, or who are leasing it right now. They got like a 2-year contract, and after this year, I believe, maybe a 3-year contract. But I'm going to start doing some videos with some of we do racing lawnmowers and mini wedges on Sundays. I want to talk to the guy who's running the track right now, and see if he would want to maybe do some marketing videos, just so that way people know that we're there, and they can come out and watch the races, because it's a lot of fun on Sundays. and we do a lot, and so yeah, I think it'll be good to get out and actually I will not have. I was just thinking I will not have to take off the whole torque converter piece. I should be fine by taking off I should be fine by taking off the whole shindig. I should be fine, but I also may end up just taking one of the master links out. I got to find it on this chain, and all that. So, putting it back together is quite a bit of fun. I got the motor moved all the way forward right now. I'm gonna have to move it back some, and then get it all nice and tight and buttoned down. So, stay tuned, and we'll be back in a little bit. We are back. So in this next part, I'm gonna be putting the steering together. This is part of the steering. As you can tell, pretty much what we did was we took one of these collars, or one of these eye bolts that has the swivel bearing in it. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Yeah, that's been a long day so far. And then we take the steering wheel. The steering bearings go right here. Steering wheel comes down and then comes over. And then what this is going to do is this is going to turn the wheels. This is our yeah, this is our steering shaft. Steering will come out right here. Sit right there. Pretty basic setup. Here are my front tires, and then yeah, these are the front tires. I think it's upside down. Maybe I'm gonna take the tires off here just to make it a little bit easier, and they just go in right here. Yeah, and then they just go in those two holes, using these eye bolts again. So I'm gonna get this set up, and I'll get another video, or I'll get another section of the video up here in a few minutes. We're back now. So this is the steering rod. This is how I steer this bad boy. We use these eye bolts. So my brother's father-in-law, he was the one who helped get this whole thing started with our racing lawnmowers and stuff. My brother's father-in-law helped out with a teacher that taught me in high school, taught my mom in high school. He was an older guy. He raced. Unfortunately, he died this past year, and from some heart or not heart stuff, just health problems. He was a wrestling coach. He raced. He football coach, track coach, you name it. He did a lot. My brother's father-in-law helped out with his mini sprint a lot, and throughout the years, he picked up stuff on how to make simple adjustments. We use a jam nut right here and a jam nut on the back side here to make our adjustments. This is not adjusted right now, so I'm gonna have to, once springtime comes, I'll get out on the track and make my adjustments and all that, and do my testing and tuning and all that fun stuff. But what we did was we took these eye bolts, and that has the spinner bearings in them, and we took the jam nuts. You can adjust it, adjust the steering how you want it. I like mine a little bit. I obviously like mine a little bit tighter, just because this thing pushes up the track, and which is what it's meant to do. It's meant to, you're meant. Sorry, didn't mean to cover up the camera. I don't have my stick. I'm using my phone right now. But what we do, what this is meant to do is this is meant to go high and go low around the track. So it pushes when you're going around the turn. Say if like you're going around a turn 1 into turn 2, it will push up the track like a mini sprint, and like pretty much what all race cars do. You want to go in low and then get up high. That is what this is meant to do. This is how we built this. Yeah, we use, like I said, we use these for our adjustments to our to how we're turning and stuff, and it makes it really nice. It's a pretty quick fix. We're able to get in, get out, and all that. So the next step is I want to get this on the ground, so that way I can get the rear axle on, and the brakes and all that stuff. I want to get it into a roller real quick, and then I'll show you the rear end. This is the front end. Get the chain tightened up and all that stuff, and then I'll get all the painted stuff on. I'll get the tins on and all that fun stuff. So continue watching the video. It's probably going to be another 10-15 minute video. So I think I'm at like 16-17 minutes. So it's probably be a half-hour video, and all that. So thank you for watching. All right, YouTube, we are back, and this is the roller of my mower. I just need to get the chain on, and then start putting the tins back on, and pretty much she's ready to go, other than not having the throttle cable. So show you guys my setup here. So this is, like I said, I believe that this is like a 62 sprocket, maybe a little bit bigger. There's 64 or something like that. And then here is my brake rotor right here, and then this is the mounting plate. Everything is just bolted down. We got pillow blocks right here. So the axle was already set up. I just needed to put the tire back on and then put everything under. So yeah, it's a pretty simple setup. Like I said, I'm gonna go to a live axle probably within the next month or so. Get it on, and then yeah, we'll be doing some pretty cool stuff with it. Wheelbase has to be, so the whole wheelbase has to be about 40 inches. This is, I think I have it set at 42 right now. I need to move everything back, but I'm gonna get like a 40-inch axle and try to keep it as close to 40 as possible. The hardest, I would say probably the hardest part is getting, like, you know, if you run it, you're running on dirt and stuff, is moving it back and forth. So you got to make sure that your axle is kind of greased and all that, and you know, make sure that it's what everything is, yeah, taken care of, kept up So yeah, like the rear wheelbase, and I'll get a tape measure here. Hold on a second, I'm gonna put my phone in. My selfie stick here. So that way everybody can see. So this is how wide my frame is. It is about 14 and just over a quarter. So about 14 and 3/8. And then the entire wheelbase is about 42, a little over 42. To run, I think IMO is 42 or is 40 inches, a 40-inch wheelbase, and we're trying to keep it as close to the IMO rules as possible. So that's about it. Front wheelbase is a little bit shorter. It's probably 38, give or take a couple inches. It's pretty. I think it's closer to 40. But I'm not 100% on that. So, like I said, we try to keep everything as close to the IMO class as possible. So let's talk about what I have in this. I want to switch the camera around here. All right. So price-wise, I have close to 800, maybe a little bit more. I had this engine laying around, so that's a good thing. I have my Predator engine laying around. That was an extra one. I'm gonna go get a new one just because that one was in the cooler scooter wreck, and I started losing power right at the end of the season. That could be a torque converter issue or something like that. So yeah, I have about $800 into that, into the whole shindig. Maybe a little bit more. Like I said, I was losing power at the end of the season last year, and I think I'm going to go to Harbor Freight and get a new motor and put in it, and keep this one for parts and stuff. Like I said, this motor that I have in it now was part of the cooler scooter wreck, and I think that the engine hit the ground when it tipped, when it flipped over, because it literally threw my older brother off of that, and that was a pretty scary situation for us. We thought we had everything, and then next thing you know, he's riding down the road and kablooey. But anyways, if you're looking to build something like this, you're gonna need the engine plate, which I suggest getting off of BMI. It's pretty cheap, and a lot of the guys that we're racing with and that are making these, they are pretty much what they're doing is they are they're building the seat pan differently. They're making it like a racing go-kart or an Outlaw Series racing lawnmower, and where they sit down in the seat, and yeah, like it's a lot of these guys are doing quite a bit. They're doing a lot of good work, and so that's one of the reasons why we we started racing there. We asked them if we could start racing, and then they started liking what we were doing because it's cheap and we can load up in 10-15 minutes and be on the road and all that fun stuff. Torque converter, Comet, you can get them off eBay for like 65 or $70. Nothing too expensive. Live axle, I suggest going with a 40-inch live axle if you don't want to get a peerless. The peerless are from my understanding, they just started selling them again not too long ago. So a lot of people are using the peerless now. But I'm not a big fan of them just because I'm a bigger guy and the axle, like I was in the middle of a race and I had an axle brake and it was like I was like just getting ready to start too, and next thing I know, kablooey, it popped. The axle snapped off right in the pillow block, and that was not fun at all. So I would suggest going with the live axle. Make sure that you brace it up really good, because if you hit rocks and stuff, it has a good chance of warping. Sprocket, we use a 40 chain or a 42, something of that nature, and we're going to change the front sprocket and the rear sprocket to like a 420 series sprocket. It's what they use. It's what they use in pretty much all the racing carts, and try to gear it down a little bit so that way we get a little bit faster. And then we're gonna have to relearn how to drive. So, yeah, like I said, it's not a bad build. It's a pretty simple build. And I got my dog crawling all over me. See, and I'll continue working here, and I wish that I had a tripod and stuff so that way you guys can see how I'm building this and doing some time lapse stuff, and then but that'll probably come at a later time. I'm going to be getting a GoPro, so yeah, that'll definitely help. I'll be able to show you guys what I'm doing and what we're doing, and then I'm probably gonna make some videos of our fleet of racing lawnmowers, and kind of give you guys the rundown of what we've done over the last couple years, building them and putting them and then racing them. So I'll be back here in a little bit, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to be doing next. Thanks. All right, we're in the home stretch. Here is what the mower looks like. Fully painted. That looks sexy.